Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
We've got some Ripple partner news here too, guys. T-Hole XRP posted this. This has to do with the company People. I just talked about them recently. People CEO makes case for blockchain when sending cross-border payments. So there was an interview with Antti Arponen. He is the founder and CEO of United Arab Emirate-based digital payments platform People, who is Ripple enabled. He said that there's still a need that mobile money providers or banks have not been able to meet for customers in these developing regions. He focuses primarily, People, the company focuses primarily on the Middle East. With mobile money, for example, customers cannot pay for a subscription or activate a credit card, while on the other hand, it is not necessarily easy dealing with expensive and inconvenient bank accounts for those same purposes either. So there's a massive gap of about 800 million smartphone users who just need to do these daily business as usual payments, like subscribing to Netflix, so on and so forth. And there is a gap there that People, the company, is trying to help fill. So this is what he told Payments in a recent interview. Though People is a blockchain on-demand liquidity solution, Arponen said the fintech startup provides digital payments and financial services for smartphone users, enabling them to make online cross-border transfers without the need for a bank account or credit card using blockchain technology. So People, this is one of those companies that is realizing that there is a problem. They want to fill that gap, similar to what Flutterwave, another Ripple-enabled company, is doing in Africa with the underbanked and unbanked population. Right? We got to remember, some of these people do not have bank accounts. A lot of these people are working though, and so what do? Right now they're using cash, but there is, as we know from, just off the top of this video, the change of logos from the Bank of England, there is going to be a move away from cash. And, these blockchain payment companies, they are realizing this, so they are leveraging Ripple technology in order to address this issue, not only considering people who have money, but also people who may need another solution for this gap that he talks about. The 800 million smartphone users who just need to do daily business as usual payment transactions that just need a simple solution without high fees. So RippleNet enabled, of course, the company People, seeing the benefits in that and servicing this Middle Eastern region. Wanted to thank T-Hole for posting that. I also saw this, guys, from the Wrath of Kahneman. Now, this Novati report just came out last week. It was at the end of February, actually. Novati report from the 28th of February, full of good stuff. Expanding profitable already, Ripple partnership, expansion in the EU via Verve, ATX acquisition, 20% stake in Recon Limited, with an eye towards integrated payments near an Aussie banking license as well. So interesting expansion of the Ripple partnership. This has to do with Novati. As we know, they did expand it to Thailand. This partnership is now generating revenue in the two countries, Thailand and the Philippines. Discussions are continuing between Novati and Ripple to launch services in further new markets across Southeast Asia. So Novati really taking advantage of this partnership and moving quickly. It sounds like Novati as a company, they are one of those go-getter companies that really want to permeate the Southeast Asian region, and it sounds like they're doing it right now in Thailand and the Philippines. And just based on this report, the report is here. I'm just giving you guys the highlights, but I will link this in the description if you guys want to read further. It does sound like they are making big moves, leaps and bounds towards perhaps taking up a larger market share of that region. And of course, they likely have Ripple to thank for that. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman, though, for posting that. And Citizens of the Future, bringing it back to the United States. He says, hey, citizens, I did some research on Volente Tech and put this image together to show you guys some insight into how they can settle payments with RippleNet, XRP, and other payment rails. So we know about the FedNow instant payment solution software, but for those of you guys who would rather see a visualization of how that works, Volente integrated with FedNow, but of course, here's just a detailed spreadsheet courtesy of Citizens of the Future at Utility Theory on Twitter. Volente US real-time payments as a service, Volente SEPA instant payments as a service. So this also connects to the European Central Bank, let's not forget, the clearinghouse, RTP, EBA clearing as well. And so over here, I'm kind of jumping all over, but you guys can see this. And again, I will link it in the description if you want to look at it in more detail. Corporate to bank automation, beneficiary PayLink, Open Bank, and PSD2. So these are all processes that Volpay can conduct. Real-time payments, cross-border payments, of course, Payment Hub, omni-channel pre-processing, global clearing gateways, so on and so forth. The ISO 20022 integration will definitely play a large role in that. So you can see Valente, very important to transfer funds, especially from the Pay Now platform. They are Ripple integrated. They have been for a few years now. So this is just one arm of the many that we are going to see within the financial structure, where we are going to see RippleNet utilized for payments, big and small. We have the retail end, we have the institutional end, and that's, I think, where we're really going to see big movement flows. High value payments at the institutional level. I can't wait to see that. Citizens of the future, thanks so much for posting that. And so I've been seeing this tweet float around. This is an older tweet from Vitalik Buterin from right after that time when the SEC decided to sue Ripple. And, it's getting criticized because there's a lot more information coming out. Vitalik essentially says, looks like Ripple and the XRP team is sinking to new levels of strangeness. They're claiming that their crap coin could not be called a security for public policy reasons, namely because Bitcoin and Ethereum are Chinese controlled. And he's laughing at that statement. Well, Tag XRP just uncovered this. I wonder why Jake Chervinsky hates Ripple so much. Oh, wait. Now I know. He's building a decentralized protocol for autonomous interest rate markets on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen Jake Chervinsky on Twitter every now and then. And I mean, yeah, I gotta say, he is fairly critical of Ripple. He's a pro cryptocurrency guy, hasn't really shown his cards other than the typical, maybe Bitcoin maxi ideology type way of thinking. But now, Tag XRP has uncovered something else. So here's his bio from law.georgetown.edu. Jay Chervinsky is general counsel for Compound Labs Inc., a financial technology company building a decentralized protocol for autonomous interest rate markets on the Ethereum blockchain. So, of course, you're going to be biased against Ripple and XRP. And as you can see by some of these tweets, you're right, I'm not a real lawyer, never done work in the entertainment industry, but I'm definitely a real lawyer and real tired of XRP trolls. He has been attacked by the XRP community, criticized, maybe I wouldn't say attacked, but criticized certainly for some of the things that he's tweeted in the past. Even just down here, he's defending this most recent tweet that Tag posted here. He wrote, "That was my last job. I worked there for about 2.5 years. I started my current role a few months ago. For what it's worth, I don't hate Ripple and never intended to give that impression." Yeah, right. "I'm not sure why exactly you're making me out to be the enemy. I think we probably agree on plenty." Okay, backpedaling a little bit. Nevertheless, a very, very good observation here from Tag XRP. And so we also have the case slowly coming to a close, rolling slowly, very slowly like a turtle. XRP Crypto Wolf posting this article here. Attorney John Deaton says the next ruling could bring the SEC to the table for a settlement, as Gary Gensler's been advised. Ripple could achieve a complete victory for the SEC lawsuit. So they start this article off by talking about some of the facts that we already know. Just wanted to skip down here. John Deaton, founder of Crypto Law and attorney representing 65,000 XRP hodlers in the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit, has previously said that this will be the biggest decision in the case. The attorney seems optimistic about the outcome of the decision and the upcoming ruling on the Estabrooks notes as he shared his predictions on Twitter. A quote, "I'm going to go out on a limb and predict Judge Netburn denies the SEC's motion for reconsideration, affirming her ruling that the 63 Hinman speech emails be produced. I'm going to predict the Estabrook notes regarding the meeting with Roisman must also be turned over." In January, John Deaton expressed that among the 63 emails were most likely notes from meetings with third parties, including Ethereum's Joe Lubin and executives from Consensus and VC Working Group. This amount of evidence could eventually tip the balance in favor of the defendant. So we're still waiting on that verdict. We still need to see what does come out of that. However, John Deaton sounding very, very positive that this could turn the tables in the Ripple case, really give the defendants, i.e. Ripple, a very good likelihood of a positive outcome. Gary Gensler's been advised Ripple could achieve a complete victory. This makes Judge Netburn's reconsideration decision even more significant. Only when and if the SEC is forced to turn over the 63 Hinman speech emails and possibly other notes will the SEC come to the table, if then. So some positive news there, guys, for XRP hodlers, of course. This is a long time in the making. We've been hodling for what seems like an eternity, I think, for some of us, especially those who have been in the XRP community possibly since 2017 or maybe even before, at the height of the last bull run. So we're seeing XRP move a little bit, even since I started recording this particular video. It's now up about a penny to about 75.5 cents. And even just taking a quick glance at the crypto market cap here, you can see XRP, the only cryptocurrency right now in the top 10 that is in the green, up 1.23% in the last 24 hours. You can see everything down significantly, 6%, 3%, 4%, 7, 2, 4, 5, so on and so forth. So XRP up 1.2%, and we'll pay attention to this, see how this outcome plays out. Of course, around the world, we are also experiencing an interesting time with regards to the socio-political. This from Michael at Val5 Links. Russia's invasion of Ukraine results in surge in trading activity on crypto exchanges. So this can be very localized, but guys, I wouldn't count this as insignificant. Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the subsequent backlash of economic sanctions against the country has reportedly resulted in ruble trading pairs surging on the crypto market. According to a report by Frank Chaparro for The Block that was published on March 1st, Russian investors are becoming increasingly active on crypto exchanges. Since Russia's invasion in the Ukraine began, the average volume of ruble pairs on crypto exchange Binance have increased to an average of $35.8 million per day, compared to only $11 million the previous day, so more than tripled. The report claims the surge in activity reflects crypto exchanges as one of the few outlets for Russian citizens to move their quickly devaluing currency. Now guys, this is the Russian ruble, and we talk a lot on this channel about inflation, hyperinflation, and what that could mean for Western economies, what that could mean for Western currencies. Now, this is just perhaps maybe a look into the future in some regards, a prediction of what could come to Western economies. We're hearing about oil shortages, and this is why a lot of us are paying more for gasoline. And so I would not count this out altogether. I always say prepare for the worst. I've done videos over the last several years talking about potential black swan events that could really change the course of how our economies move. Of course, we know this is all tied into the Great Reset, and perhaps, some are thinking a bigger plan to purposely crash economies, because the powers that be, they know that the game that they've been running thus far just isn't working anymore. So guys, be prepared. Always have your cryptocurrency safe as well. We talked a little bit on this channel about, the fact that governments and countries, and it doesn't look like Russia's doing this. I mean, if I do have some Russian viewers watching the channel, please do let me know if I'm incorrect, but it doesn't look as though the Russian government is choking off those on and off ramps for their citizens to purchase and or to sell off their cryptocurrencies from Russian exchanges, or even exchanges that are allowed to operate in Russia. So I could be wrong about that. Again, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments if you guys do know that for a fact. It is interesting to see that this is happening. Always be paying attention to what is going on in the rest of the world, because guys, it is going to affect us. And Raoul Pal mentioning this is unmissable. I can't quite process it all, even if he is only half right. This situation is far, far bigger and more dangerous than I had factored into, even with a low probability. So what he's retweeting out here is Real Vision's tweet. Did you miss today's episode of the Daily Briefing? And they highlighted here one of Raoul Pal's tweets. Let me play you guys this clip, and then we're going to talk a little bit about this. Yes, this has to do with what is going on with the world, and perhaps something we should be preparing for.
Massive rise in food and energy prices have caused enormous tightening of financial conditions, along with the liquidity issues of deplatforming Russia. The 2-10 swap curve is at 15 basis points and will hit zero soon, showing how tight conditions really are. Raul believes that a global recession is now likely. He goes on to say, and we're not going to put all the tweets up, we're just going to grab a couple. Peter, do you agree with that assessment based on what we're seeing?
Is in the bag at this point. We're going to lose 5 million barrels per day of Urals crude within the next few weeks, and somewhere between 5 and 10 BCF of natural gas going to Europe. We're going to have a food crisis by the fourth quarter because the world's largest wheat exporter just invaded the 5th largest one. There isn't going to be any planting season in Ukraine this year. We have a phosphate fertilizer shortage because of what's going on in China. Because of natural gas prices, we now have a global nitrogen fertilizer shortage. And Russia and Belarus combined are the world's largest potash producers. So a lot of farmers the world over are not going to use fertilizer this year. So we'll have a collapse in yields. That is how a famine begins. Global wheat stores are less than 5 weeks of usage.
So there you have it, guys. Russia, one of the biggest, or the biggest wheat producers in the world, attacking the 5th, as he mentioned, the 5th largest wheat producer in the world. Also the fertilizer issue with China. So are there going to be crops this year? Is this going to create a food shortage? I mean, I'm sure you guys have already been to the grocery store and realized how much things have gone up in price. So just back to this Raoul Pal tweet here, and this is not, I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but back to this tweet, massive rise in food and energy prices have caused an enormous tightening of financial conditions, along with the liquidity issues of deplatforming Russia. So there are liquidity issues as well. We know who can come to save the day for that. Nevertheless, just kind of hammering down on this tweet. So these conditions aren't looking good. And even Raoul Pal tweets this out, I can't even process this. And even if he's only half right, this situation is far, far bigger and more dangerous than I had factored into. Jason Rendawa down here saying, I was listening to this in my car on the way back to my office. I don't think I've ever said out loud, holy, and then the F word, when watching to/listening to an RV daily briefing before. Going to be watching again and again this weekend. Raoul, we need you on early next week. Raoul Pal saying, I'm traveling, but I might try to figure something out. Fantastic interview today. Agree. It is unmissable. So some people just kind of weighing in on this. Mind-blowing, says Beishu. Daily briefing. Still trying to wrap my head around it all. So guys, we never thought we would see it come down this way. We were all focused on the beer flu and how that was affecting the world economy, but this is all playing, and I mean, some might even say that this is all connected to that same Great Reset narrative. Another quote-unquote Black Swan event. They want you to think that it was out of the blue. They want to make the citizens of the world vulnerable, and the governments that are in on this, they ultimately want us to have to rely on them for support. So for example, in Canada, they're trying to push through a UBI bill, a Universal Basic Income bill, fast, okay? They're trying to get that done fast. There are people opposing it, but this is just part and parcel, guys, of the bigger picture. How do we safeguard ourselves? And I mean, I know this is a dire situation, and there are going to be a lot of people who go through tough times. The best thing we can do, and this from that tweet thread, okay? So this is from the Raoul Pal tweet thread, the massive rise in food and energy prices. It was just the first tweet of, I believe, 3 here, or 4. So that was the first tweet. He goes on to say, the odds of rate hikes are falling fast because hiking rates into a supply shock just exacerbates what is likely to become a global recession, as the Russia situation will not get solved fast. Demand will erode fast at these prices too. Europe is now in a hot mess. I think there is a decent chance of MMT-style handouts to cover food and energy costs. This could be a global thing. It was the new trick that the governments and central banks learned in 2020. How else to deal with the obliteration of household finances? I think it also accelerates green energy commitment, a global deal with Iran, and a shift towards Morocco manufacturing and Algeria gas as regional further splinter into more regionalized supply chains they can control easier, i.e. not Russia or China. So thinking about moves into other countries for natural resources. But traditional recession trades outside of crypto will be very, very useful. No one owns enough bonds and gold. Dollars will get trickier soon as the Fed starts the global swap line. Spigot, good luck out there. These are dark times. Notice what he says up here though, guys. The right trades will remain here. So gold, cryptocurrency, what I've been telling people as well, invest in precious metals, cryptocurrency, one sniff of a change in the central bank's use of balance sheet, and crypto explodes again. But patience is required.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.